Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating book that might just change how you see the future of global economy. It's called The Great Demographic Reversal: Aging Societies, Waning Inequality, and an Inflation Revival by Charles Goodhart and Manoj Pradhan. In the next 5 minutes, we'll unpack the core ideas of this book, looking at how aging populations and other demographic shifts are set to reshape economies around the world. Goodhart and Pradhan argue that we're at the end of an economic era. Since the 1980s, the globalization and a young growing workforce, especially in places like China, help keep inflation low and drove down global inequality. But now, the world is aging, and the authors say that these factors are reversing. This demographic shift means fewer working-age people and more retirees, putting pressure on economies and government budgets. Fewer workers lead to small labor force, which could drive wages up, and with it, inflation. In other words, what was once a trend toward lower wages and inequality could start reversing as aging populations change the economic landscape. With fewer people entering the workforce, the demand for workers will likely increase, giving employees more bargaining power for higher wages. This could lead to a decrease in income inequality in developed countries as labor becomes more valuable. Goodhart and Pradhan suggest that countries with aging populations may experience less economic inequality with workers in higher demand. However, this doesn't mean the transition will be smooth. It's a positive shift for workers, but it comes with potential side effects, which we'll touch on next. Now, here's the part that might surprise many of you. Inflation could be making a comeback, with wages rising and fewer workers available. Companies may pass higher costs on to consumers, which could drive up inflation. Unlike the last few decades, where low inflation was norm, Goodhart and Pradhan predict that we may see inflation rise as demographic pressures and increased government spending strain the economy. This is particularly relevant as governments spend more on healthcare and pensions to support their aging populations. These costs add up, putting pressure on public finances, which contribute to inflation. So what about emerging markets? Goodhart and Pradhan believe that developing countries with younger populations like India and parts of Africa could become the new drivers of the global economic growth. While aging economies face labor shortages, emerging markets with younger populations might see more opportunities for growth, potentially shifting the balance of the economic power. These countries have the potential to become more players in the global economy, but only if they can invest in education and infrastructure to capitalize on the younger workforce. So what does all this mean for us individuals? Well, for one, it's a reminder that economic trends we have taken for granted, like low inflation and steady growth, aren't guaranteed. We may need to prepare for future where wages rise, so do prices, impacting everything from savings to spending habits. Goodhart and Pradhan's book is a wake-up call suggesting that we may need to rethink our financial plans in light of changing demographics and economic conditions. Whether it's adjusting our savings goals, considering the new investment opportunities, or staying informed on economic shifts, understanding the big picture can help us make smarter choices. The Great Demographic Reversal is a fascinating book into how our aging world could reshape economies, impact inflation, and shift global power dynamics. If you find this summary helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments how you think these demographic changes will help us in the future. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you for watching.